When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
But what do you do when the circle kitchen of your dreams turns into a nightmare?
Becoming our most expensive, most elaborate, and most challenging space yet. Plus, we were robbed, literally. So grab a glass, because things are about to get sour.
She's from New York, and now in Palm Springs. Wow. Watch Courtney build the colorful world of her dreams. And color me spaces, color me spaces.
Every week here on Color Me Spaces, we take on a new room in my Palm Springs house and turn it into a Color Me monochromatic dream, but on a budget. Today we tackle the center of the home that everything revolves around. But before we cut any corners, we gotta see the before. So it's a very circular shaped kitchen. The whole island is rounded. There's these chairs that kind of pull outward. The chairs are just giving full house vibes. Here we have the sink, or two sinks. Here there's a desk area and a TV, kind of like a wine cooler. We need to figure out what we want to do with this. It's so white in here, it's hurting my eyes. Fridge is here, kind of built in to blend with the cabinet. There's another arched moment where we could store our dishes and things like that. The intercom's broken and it's kind of an eyesore. Our appliances here, and then you circle on back out to the rest of the kitchen. So now that you know what we're working with, let's take a closer look at what's gonna stay and what has to go. Have you ever seen a circle kitchen like this before? It's not that bad, and we have some pretty good bones, so I think this will be really fun, but also a lot of work. For hue, we're going with the happiest, most positive color to brighten up the bland. Yellow! I know what you're thinking, Courtney, you've already done a yellow kitchen, why would you do another one? But I kind of think all kitchens should be yellow, and today we're gonna prove it. It's bright, refreshing, and just sets a sunny tone for the day. So let's see if we can use yellow to turn this sour situation back into lemonade. We wanna make sure this kitchen feels fresh by bringing in as much yellow as possible. We'll start by turning everything white, removing all the darkness from the floor and the slab so we have a clean slate. Then we can add yellow elements like chairs and wallpaper. It might be too expensive, but we'll look into adding new cabinets and even new appliances. I like candy, so I want to add a candy bar in there too. Oh, and since the kitchen is connected to the dining and conversation pit you saw last week, our theme for this space is going to be zest. To create a bold, unapologetic sunshine aesthetic that ties back to the comfort sunset vibe. So these two spaces work together cohesively. Now that you know the plan, let's take a baseball bat to that before. We have to start with demoing our kitchen, removing the black countertops and all of the previous hardware for something clean and fresh. We're planning on tiling this, but after we got this open, we've seen that this is a lot smaller, less sturdy than what we thought. So that means we need to figure out what we could do to make this work. We're gonna talk to our contractor and see if he has any creative solutions for us, because we still really wanna tile this. At this part of the demo, we actually moved out of the house, storing some of our stuff in a storage unit in our driveway. It'll be safe there, right? Right? We don't have a ton of walls in our kitchen, but this area that serves as a desk does need some more color. This wall is currently drying. We had to put some primer up before we can add our yellow paper. There's also some patching that we had to do on this wall right there. This paper has an atomic print that kind of ties back to the circle shapes in our kitchen while giving a nod to the atomic era that just feels so Palm Springs. Because the kitchen is open, you can see the walls behind the cabinet, so I want to paint it yellow. This is also when we're going to paint all the other walls that you see in our dining and conversation pit video. So we came back to check on our build and we found out we were robbed. Our storage unit had been broken into and all the things that we bought for the kitchen were stolen. We had all these fixtures and stuff for our house here. It's all gone. And then they rifled through all of this stuff.
They just tore the pot up.
Yeah. Are we supposed to dust for fingerprints?
Yeah, because they couldn't get it off. They tried to get it off.
And so then they just pried it open. We found some evidence. We believe this is the weapon used in the attack. I was gonna say alleged attack, but it's not alleged, it was an attack. I have a firm belief that every time you lose something, you gain something. It's not always equal. It's actually usually never equal. Usually you lose more than you gain, but I try to focus on what we gained. In this case, we gained the opportunity to look at all the stuff we bought again and see if it's really what we want. We gained the chance to do things twice. We didn't gain a lot, but it's okay. They took the sink, the hardware, and the worst part is that when I'm designing a room, I'm so indecisive. I often buy like 2 or 3 items and then bring them home to see how they actually work in the space before picking which one I want to use and returning the rest. And of course, all of those pieces were in the storage unit, so they took them all. So instead of being out the money for 1 faucet, I was out for 3. Plus 6 shower heads, 3 other faucets, 3 sinks, and so on and so on. We lost a lot. And then even more when I had to rebuy the pieces I was actually gonna use. This totally blew the budget. So new cabinets, new appliances, all of that has to get off the table, at least for now. So now that we have a little bit more yellow in this space, let's add even more. This circle kitchen is one of the main reasons I bought this house. I just feel like it's so fun and unique. And I really like that these chairs swivel out of the island, but they're kind of giving full house vibes. Like it's very 90s, very everywhere you look. And I'd like to change that, make it a little bit more colorful, a bit more modern. So I got these yellow velvet chairs and we're just gonna replace them. So everything will still swivel. Instead of seeing this, you'll see this. Let's give it a whirl. We just used this pre-existing system here, replacing out the old full house chairs with our new yellow one. Are you helping? Are you helping or hurting?
Funny world, isn't it, to believe that you really are doing this and doing it in a dress?
I could do it in a dress. So now that we're not doing custom cabinets because of the thieves, I wanted my cabinets to feel yellow without turning them yellow. What if we add some paper in here? Oh no, that just looks muddy behind the glass. We're just gonna go with more yellow accessories in there and call it a day.
I believe homes are never really finished.
There's a lot in this kitchen I'll still want to fix even after the final reveal and this room is done, like changing out the cabinets, appliances, and more. But that's kind of the fun of designing a home. I think it's okay to be both a work of art and a work in progress at the same time. So please don't let the idea that you have to throw all your money into some massive remodel stop you from making small changes to your home today. Even if it's just a work in progress and they're not forever things. This area is coming along, but it needs some artwork. So let's go shopping and see if we can find something to fill it. Let's go. We're here in downtown Palm Springs and we're gonna head into the Shag showroom. They're actually having like a classic car show right now. So we can see some cars and hopefully find some art. So much great art and I just love the fun style. I was actually kind of inspired by Shag to create like the animated intro for my series. So it'd be really cool to have a piece in the home. I love this one, but it might be a little bit too big. Okay, I know we're looking at art, but I just feel like this would look so cute in the space. We're gonna have to get these too. It has a really great Disney collection and other pop culture stuff too, but aren't these so cute? This one's really special because it's for the 50th anniversary. We could do this one in the house because I love that it has the teacup and we have a teacup. All right, moment of truth. It's still packaged up. They didn't have a yellow piece that I wanted, but they did have this in orange, which I feel like might work perfectly. Art is an investment, so if you like Shag but maybe aren't quite ready to buy a piece for your home, they have a lot of great accessories like these drink cups I got to kind of round out the space. They have orange and yellow and I think they'll work really well here, but there's a lot of great things like that that kind of have a lower price point so that you could still have Shag art in your home. We're here on the back side of my kitchen and I probably need to go to carpentry school because I really want to build this out to be like a full candy bar, but that feels like a job for future Courtney. So current Courtney is just gonna build a little makeshift one using some bulk candy and all of these jars. This is something that you could easily do just for a party or everyday decor. We have banana Laffy Taffy, pineapple sour straws, and so much more. I feel like I'm gonna be refilling this quite often. Since we blew the budget and couldn't get our appliances, we decided to treat ourselves with this little coffee bar. I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but Paris and my mom are. So we got this little yellow espresso machine, which is so cute. It kind of really works with the whole area. So we also got this yellow whisk. We got some tea for our tea people, as well as just like different little coffee accessories. So I think this will be a really cute little coffee bar and a good use of this kind of like weird space here in the kitchen. Yellow is probably my favorite color and the most Courtney color because it's sunny, positive, and enthusiastic, but also intense. Just like some of our favorite characters. SpongeBob is relentlessly cheerful, but also chaotic. Pikachu is cute and friendly like actual energy, but also unhinged, especially in season 1 of Pokemon. Yellow might get misunderstood or even seen to be a little naive. As if! And sometimes we see yellow to represent a simple, gentle comfort, intelligence and curiosity, or friendliness and openness. I really love how soft yellow can show vulnerability and make an unexpected impact, like this iconic dress moment that you've probably never stopped thinking about. And how yellow can inspire appetite, especially when used with red. So it's perfect for a kitchen. But the color is rarely cold or distant. Even when yellow is flawed, it feels approachable, expressive, and attention-grabbing. So let's see if it invites interaction and energizes our kitchen. Yellow from the Yellow Kitchen. I can't wait to show you around. Everything in this space is connected to our pink dining room and our orange conversation pit. And those kind of do a sunset theme. So we really wanted to lean into that and bring the sun in this space with the color yellow. And that's kind of one of the main reasons I bought this house. I just had never seen a kitchen that kind of revolves around like this. And I just thought it'd be so fun to design with. When we first moved into the house, they had these really cool chairs that connected to this island. And what I loved about them is that they actually swivel. But they had this like kind of dated 90s design, so we switched it out for yellow velvet to make it a little bit more modern and of course, more colorful. This has become a great space to kind of sit and be entertained by whoever's cooking you a meal. We've even hired a private chef once for my birthday who cooked our meal here, and we kind of got to like sit and enjoy and chat with them. So it just is another reason that this makes for such a great entertaining space. But underneath here, there is a little place where we could add a bit more color. Eventually, I would like to tile it or maybe paint it, but I just haven't been able to find the right tile. Because we have that curved edge here, we have to kind of find the perfect mosaic that would allow us to tile all the way around, and it hasn't presented itself yet, even though I've searched for actual years. Maybe one day I'll find her, but until then, I guess it will just stay white. But luckily, we have a lot more yellow going on in this kitchen, so I'm not really worried about it. Another place that we made an update is this island. It was originally black granite and we switched it out for a white quartzite. I spent a really long time picking out the perfect one, and I think we nailed it. It has just the right amount of veining to kind of feel natural without feeling too stale, which I was kind of worried about since we did white floors and we have white cabinets. I still wanted this to feel bright and colorful, and I think we nailed it.
Yeah, I think the countertop definitely rocks.
Of course it rocks, but thank you for your blessing there.
Well, I mean, you just can't take it for granted.
Oh my gosh, I knew that one was coming. I was just waiting for
you
it.
did.
Oh wow, 3 for 3. In addition to switching out the slab, we also got a new sink, new fixture, and kind of everything new up on this area. This sink has been put to real good use because cerulean is still taking a bath here just because it's a little bit easier and I think more fun. It kind of creates like a big family moment that we can all share in, and I'll be sad when this era is over. One cool thing though that we did add for our fixture is the touchless, what's it called?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, the touchless faucet. Isn't that cool? The only problem is we didn't do it over there, so I'm always like hitting that one, hoping that it will go off, and it never does. Oh, and I feel like our house is a little bit haunted because I can't tell you how many times the sink will go off and no one's standing anywhere near it. I guess the ghosts like it too. Hidden behind here, out of sight, we have 2 dishwashers, which are probably the only new appliance that we added here to the kitchen. We were working with Samsung on another project, and so that's when we got these dishwashers as well. Plus, there's like a ton of storage and cabinet space, but I like that it's all out of your sight line. So the kitchen looks like pristine and pretty, and then down here you can have all your dishes and like messy stuff going on. One thing that I would eventually like to upgrade in this kitchen is the fridge. This fridge is what, 20 years old? 30 years old? It's older than me. That's not true, I'm older than 30. It still works, but it just looks a little dated. You maybe can't tell because I'm hiding it because I don't want you to see, but I don't really love like this blackness going on right now. I think our range could be updated as well. I don't love that you see black. There's a lot of great appliances that have like more gold fixtures that I would maybe like to switch it out for, because we do have a little bit of a mixed metal going on here. Although we have our gold faucet, our microwave, and our ovens here are silver, and I have a bone to pick with this microwave because I guess the previous owners of this home were giants, because why would you put a microwave up so high? We still have not fixed it, and I still have not grown. So this is a problem in our life. Here in the back of the kitchen, we added a few more yellow accessories to make it even brighter and add a little bit more color. But we really started by adding paint. Because we have this kind of open design that you can see through, we painted that back wall yellow so that it would kind of bring more color into the kitchen. We did explore a few options like painting this yellow or adding some yellow here, but nothing really translated quite right. So instead, I just switched out all my dish accessories to be yellow so that you could see them in front of the glass. I might still eventually end up painting this yellow, but I don't know. Do you think it would look nice? I would love to hear what you think. Until then though, I did design a little DIY candy bar, and I say DIY in the loosest of senses because really all I did was buy some jars and put some candy in it. But we made sure that all the candy was yellow or orange to kind of fit the general aesthetic of zest going on here in the space. I also feel like your fruit can be on display in your kitchen as well as your vegetables. So the things that we go and get from the farmer's market or even the grocery store, we kind of just display here. We have a yellow toaster that we did in like a butter yellow, which just feels like a nice nostalgic color, and it's a little bit lighter than the bright lemon yellow you see throughout this space. I also have our yellow compost bin, and then over here, even more yellow. So all of our cooking utensils are yellow, our knives are yellow. I put some pasta on display in these little jars because it also feels yellow. And we of course have the KitchenAid mixer, which also happens to be yellow because everything's yellow.
It was all yellow.
That's true. I really wanted to make up for the fact that our appliances aren't yellow and the cabinets aren't yellow by adding yellow everywhere else I could. How many times do you think I just said yellow?
A lot.
A lot.
I'm curious, how many yellow countertop appliances do you think that we have in here?
I don't know. I'm a little bit clueless about it, but I would guess 5 or 6. So we have the yellow tea kettle, we have the toaster, we have the KitchenAid mixer, so that puts us at 3.
Wait, what about the compost bin? Does that count?
You said appliances. That's not an appliance. You want to know just how many yellow things live here?
No, like it can't. No, I don't mean like a fruit.
Oh, something that has a function.
Yeah.
Yellow function thing. So then compost bin would be number 4. What? Do I count any of this?
Nope.
I skipped past it.
I mean, I'll allow the kitchen utensils.
I don't feel like we have a clear idea of what the rules are, but okay, sure, 5. 5, the kitchen utensils.
Where are you at right now? 5?
Yeah, so we have 5, and then we would have to walk over to the coffee bar where you'll have our yellow espresso machine as well as our little electric tea kettle, because sometimes people want tea on the stove, sometimes you want tea in your electric kettle. You have to have both. They both have to be yellow. So that puts us at 6, 7. That puts us at 6, 7.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm definitely loving the espresso machine. Like, I like it a lot.
I'm so glad it's your cup of tea. Paris and my mom Lori are really big coffee drinkers. I'm glad that they can have like a nice espresso here in the morning. It's definitely an upgrade of what we had before, which is so exciting. If you just wanted something to kind of like start your day in a fun and colorful way, this would be it.
I know, I'm kind of happy. We were exploring built-in espresso machines, and you know, after a while, those can get dated.
I
They're so
agree.
nice. You push a few buttons, and your coffee comes out. This one, you feel like you're your own like barista.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Like put on a barista outfit and making a coffee in the morning.
you know, there's outfits involved. Then I'm more apt to do it for sure. I think sometimes the idea of replacing all of your appliances to be a color to match an aesthetic feels a little bit overwhelming, but buying something like this that just really brightens up the space, brings a little color, but it's also super functional and kind of a fun, nice value add is a really great thing to add to your space. After you've gotten your caffeine fix to kind of wake you up, let me show you where we can go to be a little bit more productive. Past our second sink, we'll bring you over to the desk area. So this is where we added a little bit of wallpaper and this amazing art piece by Shag. We did it in this like orange, but I love that there is some yellow and even kind of like some greens in here because it really is gonna build into the rest of the space as well as a room that I haven't showed you yet. Computer is yellow, our headphones are pink, and then all of the accessories over here are either yellow, orange, or pink because even though we do have this in our yellow kitchen, it has to connect to the other spaces as well because we have this big open floor plan going on. I get so much more done working at a desk than when I work on my laptop, in the bed, or on the sofa. So I wanted to make sure I had a kind of specific allocated space where I could get work done. But since I was gonna be staring at a wall, it had to be a beautiful wall. So that's where this artwork and the wallpaper all kind of comes into play to create a space that you would like to look at all day. For the chair, it's the same chairs that we added around the curved island. This is actually how they came with legs, so it could work as a normal chair. And this whole desk was pre-existing that the previous owners had put in, but we decided to change out the slab from black to the same white quartzite to match the rest of the kitchen. One day we might change this to be not a desk. Like Paris had the idea of kind of adding some shelves so it felt more like an open bar space or something like that to kind of connect to the rest of the kitchen. But for now, it's just my beautiful yellow desk. First moved into this home, my desk existed in what has since become Cerulean's nursery, and that's not really a place to work now, that's a place to play. So we had to kind of make up for that by creating this other space here. In front of the desk, our curved island continues to create another kind of like weird offset area that we didn't quite know what to do with. So naturally, we added a giant wicker banana. You maybe remember if you follow me on Instagram that this just showed up at my door. It was a gift from my friend and Paris accused me of buying it. But I kind of think it's funny that it's one of the only things that's not yellow in the kitchen is a banana, which actually should be yellow. Right next to it is our I think this is our seventh yellow appliance. This is a little like slushy machine and I like that it's not entirely yellow. It has some reds, some like corals to kind of tie back to the sunset scheme. We haven't actually used this yet, but we have some friends coming over this weekend, so we're gonna give it a whirl for the first time.
Really decided to go bananas with this place.
Yeah, well, and you know I love a banana. I have my banana trophies that are on display in my home in New York, which you probably remember if you watched that video. So I thought this would be a fun Palm Springs version of the banana here to have it be bigger and also wicker. And it's Jonathan Adler. We have so much Jonathan Adler in this house, especially in some of the other rooms that you'll see a little bit later on. And that rounds you out from our kitchen, connecting you to our teacup chair, which is right next to the conversation pit, and the dining room. So what do you think of the work in progress yellow kitchen? Did we take these lemons to make lemonade? Now that we've built all of these rooms, we still have a few more spaces to color in my home. So make sure you subscribe and I'll see you on the next episode of
Color Me Space.